Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Now that my two obligatory informative videos are done for the day, it's time to talk about current events in the online fitness community. And I'm surprised none of my subscribers awared me of this, guys. You guys normally tell me when there's comedy gold out there. I actually found it on my own, not expecting to find it. So let me put on my +5 out of weaponsmithing, work on skilling up my crafting a little bit, and let's talk about this. All right, guys, I stumbled across something just looking through V-Shred's videos because I saw come through my feed that he made a video about 7 different bicep exercises. 7! God damn. I'm like, well, I didn't know there were 7 different ways to work such a simple muscle. It kind of does one thing. All right, I thought, V-Shrunk, he might be tiny, but he actually has pretty good biceps. I mean, all things considered, for his size, the dude's actually got a little bit of bicep going on, right? It's probably the only thing he's got. But he's got biceps. So, decided I'd check it out just to see if he had anything noteworthy in there. I wasn't even expecting to find any real comedy gold. Now, on a little side note, before I get into that comedy gold, I did notice, because someone made me aware, or they awared me, I guess we're going to use a Blaha-ism. Someone awared me that another YouTuber, a weird dude who got a little bit of an obsession with me, watches all my videos, made a copy of one of my other videos where I kind of called out Vince talking about the tendonitis and everything he was giving people. Made a whole video talking about V-Shrunk with tendonitis and everything in the title. I didn't actually watch the video because the dude kind of creeps me out. He's weird. Got a weird little creepy thing for me. I didn't actually watch it, but I saw the title because someone kind of alerted me to it. And I'm like, okay. So now he's going to copy my videos on top of his weird stalker obsession with me. And when I say weird, the dude, before I ever heard who he was, made a whole conversation with me and read it out loud. And he deleted the video later, but I kept a copy of it just in case I need it for evidence or something. Because he said weird ass stalks me. Yeah, Alan, you need to stay away from me, bro. You're weird. You're creepy, brother. But yeah, he made a whole video where he wrote emails back and forth to himself, pretending that he was talking to me, and like read it out loud and like screamed and yelled and called me a bitch, saying he would do whatever he wanted. And it's like, okay, like he was like eating crayons and stuff. Dude's a crayon eater. I don't know. I didn't really get that part. Maybe someone can clue me in on why the dude eats crayons. I don't know. But yeah, it was weird. Dude named Alan Roberts, right? Alan Roberts. Dude who squats only with knee wraps and stuff. And actually, he's going to get indignant. I said his name once before in a video. I think we're talking about lob liner, pocket liner, whatever you want to call it. I was talking about him once before, and I mentioned it once before, and the dude flipped all out. And again, people sent me links. Apparently, he made like Instagram stories yelling for me not to say his name, called me boy, and all this stuff. And it's like, I live in the South, dude. That's kind of like a racial slur to be calling someone boy like that. I don't know. I'm not sure what the whole point of that was, but yeah, the dude all flipped out because I said his name. What a fucking weirdo. I thought I was weird. Ooh, I mean, I am a little weird, but you guys know who I'm talking about. The dude's creepy. But back to the point, he's going to probably make a copy of this video because I guess he watches all my stuff. I don't know. He'll probably make a copy. Watch for it. Go ahead and watch for it, guys. I'm sure he'll make one. Probably get indignant about me saying his name. I'll say Alan Roberts. He'll tell me not to say his name. But in any event, on to V-Shrunk. On to V-Shrunk. I'm watching this and I'm thinking, as he's doing all these different versions, I'm like, okay, where's he going with this? I mean, I know the guy's got pretty good biceps, but he was talking about stuff like standing versus seated is actually a different exercise. It's like, dude, it's still just a hammer curl. If you just do it really strict and you don't swing, isn't it the same thing as doing it seated? I don't really get this. And he was talking about the inner head versus the outer head, like the long head versus the outer head, and the way you grip it affects it. It's like, that's not part of human physiology. That's not actually how it works. The bicep is not that complicated. You can't really make the left versus right head of the bicep work harder than the other. To my knowledge, yeah, I understand there's some slightly different points of insertion up here on the top, but the lower part, it all kind of inserts into the same tendon and the same spot in the forearm. you can't, it doesn't really work that way. It's not really like an inner and outer head in that regard that can fire separately or have different muscle fiber distribution or anything. So I'm just like, what in the hell is he talking about? Just like some weird bodybuilder stuff? Because they get into all this. But I was really surprised that he could come up with like 7 different bicep isolation exercises. It's like, man, I mean, I guess there's hammer, I guess there's supinated, I guess you can do both at the same time to get 3. I guess you could do them with dumbbells, cables, barbell. I don't know, but they're really, it's the same movement, unless I guess there's that supination and pronation of the wrist happening. But that doesn't significantly affect bicep development or recruitment. So I was just like, what in the hell is he doing? In fact, usually, you guys would be surprised. If you look at EMG studies, a lot of isolation movements for the biceps don't even give maximum recruitment. Like, believe it or not, concentration curls and stuff don't actually do that good compared to some of the big compound movements. Like, if you look at the EMG data, they don't actually work the biceps that hard. Interestingly enough, and I'm thinking, where's he going to throw in the weighted pull-ups and chin-ups? You look at all that data Brett Contreras did, and weighted pull-ups and even overhand grip weighted pull-ups versus chin-ups, both of them, when they're done with weighted and heavy, they had better bicep activation than all these different dumbbell curls did. It's like I'm thinking, when's he going to throw some of these in? Because I know he does like pull-ups. And I have to admit, guys, pull-ups are the only thing I've been doing for biceps lately. And I don't have great biceps by any means. But we did see on my last DEXA scan, my biceps actually grew while doing pretty much just pull-ups. In fact, my left one, which I had injured before, grew a lot. I got a lot of muscle back in that arm just doing a lot of dead hang pull-ups. So I'm like, maybe he's going to throw that in. And then he gets to on his final exercises there. And he gets to the big secret. And we found what the secret is. It was curls on a Smith machine. And I'm thinking that's got to be his magic secret, because the guy's got decent biceps. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I might make fun of the guy for being small, but overall, I mean, his biceps are disproportionately large compared to the rest of his body. I mean, the guy obviously trains his arms. I don't think we can take that away. So I'm sitting here thinking, is this like supposed to be his magic secret? All this time I thought the Smith machine was a worthless piece of crap that should be melted down for scrap metal, because people try to bench and do squats and stuff and all these exercises that'll hurt you, that can cause damage to your body. But no, Vince has found a way to do curls in the Smith machine. He's doing curls in the Smith machine. Now, here's what I'm wondering. Since the guy obviously has biceps, he didn't have anything else, but he got biceps. I'm like, well, maybe this is his magical bodybuilding secret. I don't do the whole bodybuilding gig. Like I said, in fact, when I look at all that EMG data, it doesn't even make sense to me to even bother to isolate a bicep, because all these compound movements cause more muscle activation. And if you go look at all the research on it, there's multiple studies now that have looked at people and found that lat pull downs produce just as much muscle growth in the biceps. I'm talking straight up overhand grip lat pull downs cause just as much bicep growth in both novice and intermediate lifters as doing curls did. So, there's something to be said for the fact that maybe unless you just need extra workload because your back is at its maximum recoverable volume, and I could see that. I mean, someone who really, really, really wanted to focus on their biceps and they've done a bunch of lat work and their back can't recover from any more work, them wanting to throw in some bicep work, direct work like that. It makes sense from that perspective. I mean, I don't think we can't argue with that. Biomechanically, physiologically, there is an element of truth to that once you have used all these big movements that do cause maximum muscle fiber recruitment and activation, you can only recover from so much of that maybe a person who needed more bicep after that, doing some curls of some type could make sense, right? It's not illogical to follow that conclusion. But, I mean, you don't need 7 different types of curl. They're all doing the same thing. But it could make sense in that perspective. But then he got to that Smith machine, and I'm wondering, man, maybe he has found the magic secret right there, doing curls in the Smith machine. People see that, everybody's going to be imitated. They're going to be trying to do, what do you call them, slide curls? Drag curl? What was it? Drag curls. That's what he called it. A drag curl. Because it was like a compound movement, almost like with a rowing and a moving your body. Because, again, a Smith machine, it's stuck in a straight line up and down. And so you've got to move your body to actually curl it to go with it. And it was really bizarre looking thing. It was like he's almost having sex with the air. Like he's trying to do, he's on a Smith machine, but I don't know, maybe that's boosted his testosterone levels. Maybe that's his magic secret. I don't know. Can we get a study looking at that, doing these slide curls on a Smith machine? Maybe could Brett Contreras, you need to hook an EMG up to that and see how that compares to the weighted chin up. Because maybe that's his magic secret. Maybe it causes some magical testosterone release because you're moving the hips and humping at the air between reps. I don't know. Maybe if there's a hot girl in front of you while you're doing it, you're seeing her spiking that testosterone level. If that could be, that's got to be it. But I don't know. I don't have any other explanation for his bicep development because I don't think 7 different types of curls is really going to do anything magical. So maybe that's his magic secret right there, is doing those slide curls on the Smith machine. There we have it, guys. That's V-Shrunk's magical secret. And I'm sure Alan Roberts will go ahead and chime in on that and give his take on it too. Maybe he'll give them a try also. Who knows? All right, guys. Well, that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.